What's up, Pete? What's up, Pete? B Smooth's back outside. For y'all who want to know where I'm at an abandoned railroad right now. Hasn't been used in about 15 to 20 years. I want to tell you something that's really important that's going on in this age. All right, with social media. Social media changed everything. I don't want y'all to forget that. Social media changed everything. And I'm going to give you 3 talking points. I'm going to be getting into exposure, dating, the dating game, the dating life, and communication. All right. And I'm making this video because I really do feel like some of y'all are aware of this, but others haven't put that much thought into what social media has changed. All right, because everything that comes has a cause and effect, and everything has its pros and its cons. All right, so let me just get into the pros and cons of social media real quick. The pros: communication, social, maybe easier to hit somebody up to ask them out or whatever. The cons: drama, gossiping, cyberbullying, and somebody could use social media to hack into somebody else's account, etc., etc. All right, so let me go in order from my liking. I'm gonna go from communication to dating to then exposure. So number 1, communication. All right, this shit was not going on back in the 1960s. All right, communication back then was you had to send letters to people to communicate with them. Actually, mail in letters. You had to buy a card from the store. You write what you want to say, and then you will mail it to somebody. Now, with social media and just with our cell phones, we can do it through text. Convenience, and you ain't gotta waste paper, baby. So that's a pro right there. But see, listen, with this communication, remember, everything has its cause and effects. The effect is not that many people want to socialize because people feel like they can just text somebody on social media or just via text, iPhone or Android, without them actually putting in the effort to go outside and to talk to people. And I'm not talking about people who already know somebody texting. That does play a role, but I'm mainly talking about if you don't know somebody. You watching this video will probably be thinking about texting somebody through social media to ask them out rather than literally putting yourself in a position, in other words, going outside to meet somebody, to then ask for their number to ask them out. Some of y'all probably don't want to do that. And I get it. You know, we have some sociopaths and some psychopaths living out here. But listen, you can't let that stop you from actually going outside, putting yourself in a position to meet somebody. But no, a lot of people my age, 20 years old, I'll be 21 next month, and older and younger. Nah, we just want to go on TikTok, Instagram, Snapchat, and then you are putting yourself at a disadvantage to, if you rely solely on just talking to people online, you don't want to go outside, your confidence and your comfortability level to talk to people is going to either stay the same or it's going to go down because you're not putting in that repetition to ask somebody out. That's the con of the online communication. You see, with me, I'm about balance though, you feel me? Listen, I know it's convenient to ask somebody, hey, what are you doing this weekend? Through text. Me personally, I like calling people. But if you like texting people, then it'll be easier for you just to ask them out through text. But, see, you probably don't want to live the social life of abundance. Therefore, you just want to wait and rely on asking people out online. Balance is key, baby. If you want to improve those communication skills, it's best to put yourself in a physical position outside to meet people, to socialize, to ask them out on a date, whatever it is, y'all. So what am I saying? Social media has changed the game of people communicating. That's all it is. That's number one. Number two, the dating game. I'm gonna tell you something right now. If you think that dating was the same like how it was back when your parents and your grandparents were young, you about lost your damn mind. You probably have been living under these rocks for 30 years. The dating game has changed, man. Girl, I'm gonna tell you something. Do y'all wanna know why? Usually, not all the time, but back in the day, the women made the men wait to have sex. Now, of course, you've always had your outliers of women and men sleeping around with different people. But let me just say the overwhelming majority. Why do y'all think that the women made a lot of men wait to have sex until marriage? Because women, in my opinion, felt like you have to prove that I should be with you. Therefore, I'm going to withhold sex until we are married, until we are both committed to live the rest of our lives together. Therefore, you're not going to have any of my guts. You're not going to get into my pants until we are married. You see, like I said, there were always outliers. Nothing is 100%. That's just the overwhelming majority. You always had your people who would be sleeping around back in the day. But in this day and age, that shit don't hold true no more. You want to know why? Because social media kicked in now. And guess what social media gave? Options. For the fellas watching this video, why do y'all think that it is so hard to get a female out on a date these days? Because women these days, can y'all see me? Women these days have so many options. Women have so many options, they can't pick and choose. Ooh, he cute, but this dude got a lot of money. No, but this dude has so much status. He knows everybody. They're like kids in a candy store. They don't know what to pick. They don't know which person that they want to go out with. That's why a lot of y'all fellas are struggling. And yeah, you feel like if you go on online dating, if you go on Tinder, TikTok, if you go on Tinder, Match.com, eHarmony.com, whatever, and I've experienced this shit. You're gonna remain frustrated because listen, you cannot compete with women on the market of options. For the fellas watching, this is predominantly towards the fellas. You cannot compete with women on the aspect of you having so many options to go out with a female. A female does though. You wanna know why? Because there are a lot of thirsty ass, hungry ass dudes who are trying to ask females out to get in their pants. That's why. So listen, y'all. This is why I'm telling you, all right? It's best for you just to go outside and meet people. Don't even rely on social media. Don't even rely on online dating apps just to ask a female out, all right? Focus on yourself. Don't even work. Control your little head. That's all I gotta say. Control your little head. Focus on yourself. Improve. Be the best version of yourself that you can. The women will come, all right? Delayed gratification. Sacrifice women for a little while, all right? Excuse me. Sacrifice women for a while, all right? And if you don't, if you still just want to chase behind females, you are going to remain unhappy. I'm going to tell you that right now. It's never enough. Sure, you might get some booty, but I'm going to tell you something right now. Your testosterone is always being reproduced. You will never get enough. Get that from me. I've experienced this shit, all right? I used to chase females online back when I was in high school. Now, whenever I would get home to do my homework, when I was at school, I was trying to chase females' tail at school and through Instagram. But that was back to when I was naive. I was like 16 to 17. I'm gonna be 21 next month. It's been about 4 years, y'all. 4 to 5 years. All right. So that's the next thing. Dating. Number 3, y'all. Number 3. Exposure. I'm gonna tell you something right now. Times has changed. Social media changed everything. Everything in a positive and a negative way. I'm gonna tell you something right now. With everything that's going on, I'm not gonna get political, but with the protesting and with all of the shootings and all that shit going on towards the black culture, the exposure is social media is exposing the whole world with that. That's a positive thing. Now, people are being aware of how a certain group of people are being treated by a certain group of people. It was not like this back in the 1960s. They did not have social media like this to the point where they'll be able to see. They had the news, but that wasn't good enough. All right, now we have people recording these things. People weren't recording all of these tragic things happening back in the day. No. You'll be lucky if you'll get that from the newspaper. But just understand me on this. Social media has made it convenient for people like us, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22 and up and below, to see what's really going on at an early age. My grandparents, listen, my grandparents were born 75 to 80 years after slavery was ended. We have not been out of slavery that long. It's only been about 170 years. A person's mindset cannot change that quick. It takes more centuries for somebody's mindset to forget about that shit. But what am I saying? Social media has made it easier for people to become exposed to what's going on, to people to get exposed with other cultures. If you wanted to, you can go on Google Maps and you can look at, if you've never been to China or Japan, you can go on Google Maps and you can see what Japan and China looks like. You don't know. You couldn't find what China looked like back in the day, back in the 1960s, 70s, 80s. No. The technology was not advanced like how it is right now. So listen, y'all. I want y'all to be aware of this stuff. Social media changed everything. Everything. And this is just the beginning. Social media has been around, advanced social media. I'm not talking about Facebook. I'm talking about Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter, TikTok, OnlyFans, all that bullshit. This is just the beginning. We don't know what's going to happen 5 years from now. Just be ready. All right? Be ready for everything else. I mean, social media already changed everything, but just be aware of things changing even more 5, 10, 15, 19, 20 years from now. All right? Be aware. Be cognizant of that. All right, y'all? So that's all I'm going to say. Social media changed everything. All right? It changed communication. People don't want to talk these days. It's crazy. Not in person. I don't recall seeing somebody waiting at a McDonald's drive-thru or a McDonald's line and they talk to the person right behind or right in front of them to have a cool conversation, introducing themselves. That shit was back in the 1980s, 90s. People in 2020, about to be 2021, in 5 to 6 more months, nobody does that these days. It's crazy. It changed the dating game. The dating game is different, completely different. This is just the best time for the fellas, the best time to not focus on females. Focus on yourself. Have a purpose in life. Value yourself. Don't value the female. Value yourself. And if you put the female on a pedestal, you're going to remain struggling. I'm not a dating coach. I'm just somebody who is seeing all this stuff. And I'm telling you what I see. All right? And exposure. Everything now, if you go on Google Maps, you can look at everything that you want to look at. Different cultures, all these movements, lifestyles, everything, y'all. All right? All right, y'all. I know this video was kind of long, but to me, it was worth it. I'm going to holler at y'all, though. In the next video, be smooth. Peace out. Comment below which video that y'all want me to make next.